You are most welcome to our Disability Conversation Show. Your host, DJ Tads, and this show is about inclusivity, awareness, and empowerment through open discussions. Today on our set, we're having our great friend, a sister, and we're going to use this opportunity to allow her to introduce herself, then we kick off officially. You're most welcome.
Thank you. My name is Nadia Sarah. Happy to be here. I hope you enjoy whatever I do. With Mr. Dale here.
Yes, Sarah, once again, you are welcome. We believe through this show, we inspire. We let the world know that disability isn't inability. We have talents that are hidden, that we need to put out. People, they are going through a lot. There are some families that just need this message you are going to share with them, so that their eyes can be awakened. They can know that what I'm doing is bad. Oh, my child has a potential. How can I help to put him more in front? So, briefly, tell us, we would like to know you from childhood. Like, how was your childhood? How did you start life? We can start from there.
I grew up with both my parents. I started in nursery and went to primary. Then, while I was in secondary school, that's where life turned around and I got a spinal cord injury. On this journey of disability, I started it in 2010. It was like about how many years?
Then that's like 15 years now,
Yeah,
15, 16.
with my injury.
So, before we go there, someone would like to know, who was Sarah between, like from baby, primary, then we continue with our secondary life.
So, Sarah was a jolly, very hardworking, playful child. I enjoyed music every day at school. I did MBD, so I was so much in music until I got my injury. I wasn't right now. I'm a sporty, but before I was into music. But when I got my injury, that's when I
Switch the course.
Yeah, switched my. Is it a course?
like you had a path you are following. Then you.
Yeah.
Someone would like to know. As you said before, you were a normal child who used to walk, run around, do MDD. So, what turned things around? Did you get sick? Did you fall? Were you beaten by some friends of yours? What went on?
Actually, I didn't get any accident at all. I was at school doing my senior 4. October, in third term, preparing for our union final exams. So one night I got sick. I felt headache. I had headache, then backache, and I went to the sick bay. They gave me painkillers, went back to class. But later at night, the pain was unbearable. So they called whoever was in charge and took me. I was starting well with the hospital called Lacho. I went to Lacho Hospital and did the test. They told me I have severe pain. While I was on the treatment, I started feeling, how should I call it? In the bottom of my feet, I started feeling some piercings. And it started progressing, like growing, coming
down and up.
upwards. But I was under treatment. So I kept complaining of this pain, and they decided to transfer me to another hospital. And since I was in boarding school, I had to call my parents. They called my parents to come for me. So this time around, I was walking, but from the hospital, I was walking, but my legs were shaking. They are shaking. Got on a taxi to Kawempe, where my parents were. Reaching there, we went to some hospital there, Kawempe. But getting out of the car, brought me a wheelchair, pulled me to the hospital. By this time I was feeling pain because it has spread, maybe to around here. The pain was very much. They gave me something to add. Then we had to wait for a radiographer. They wanted to do a scan. They made an appointment. The radiographer was supposed to come the following day. He gave me class till tomorrow. They did the scan and they transferred us to Lagos. They also did even did the HIV test, the scan. Couldn't find anything. They told us to do MRI. No, they had to get some fluids on my back, the spinal cord. So then I couldn't sit. I could not sit, and some people scared my parents that if they give me that injection, it will weaken
the body.
Yeah, weaken the body. So they disagreed. Parents disagreed. And when they did, then the doctors had no other solution. They left us there. They were only giving us painkillers. It was like a punishment. They wanted them to agree with what they were saying. They're like, let us leave them there until they
saw themselves. So, the way I've said, I've heard a lot of rumors that whenever they remove that fluid from the spinal, it results into many different issues. And I've seen some. So did the parents allow, or?
No, they refused. And we are not getting any medication apart from, because I had pain. They could inject me with diclofenac. And until we decided to leave the hospital, they directed us to another, was doing physiotherapy. So we went to Nakaseke for almost I forgot to tell you, when that pain spread and they are giving me those painkillers, reached a time I was not feeling my down part.
So it was paralyzed?
Yeah, it got paralyzed. I couldn't urine on my own, couldn't poo on my own. So right. I went to Nakaseke for the all of that month. I didn't poo, but I had a catheter in me. That's how I used to pass urine. I couldn't feel the urine, anything. But my stomach was getting bigger. So I even got at a point where I was scared to eat. I was only drinking. Because I was eating, but I was not passing this shit out. So I was in Nakaseke for a month, and he was like, I'll make him do, like, passed on until he failed. So we went at Katalema from Nakaseke. When I left home in
Perewe, around Perewe,
yeah.
somewhere there.
When Katalema, they also Katalema from Nakaseke. I went back to school to them to sit for my finals.
So, imagine the pain. Like, I don't know. Like during my time,
it was really a tough time.
They could do the invigilator could come down because I could not like go up for some tests or experiments. So how was it? Because I pain, you're having a catheter. You don't know when to come out. How did you handle it?
I lost my feelings down from that goal. So I was not feeling any pain then. I couldn't feel that I want to use so when I went to sit for my finals, the only problem I was urine, because I didn't want to use this catheter. So they are trying out if we remove the catheter, can I do it on my own? And I had a nearby clinic where whenever things go wrong, they would rush me there. I was even given a room of my own, a single room. If I get tired, I would sleep on my bed and do my work. I even had they made me they brought me a chair, a plastic chair, then a table where I would have to sit and do my papers. I get tired, I lie on my bed and still do. So the problem was with practicals, physics, biology, that's where. So when I was doing my physics paper, they had removed the catheter to test if the urine could come on its own. So while in the middle of the paper, the bladder got full and it was big. I got scared that maybe I can get, is it fistula? So we start thinking of us. They had to rush me to the hospital. Rushed me to the hospital and they put a catheter and I came back and started and stopped. They had even promised me to give me more 30 minutes, like extra minutes, but they didn't.
So that's what. But now someone want to understand. During this period, everything has started turning around. Because, like for your neighbor to add you more minutes, there's a certain form you fill. They send someone to see if what they have written in the report of the match. Did they send someone? Because when you said they added the 30 minutes, it means you were still having that provision. How was it? Did you feel?
Because I got this injury, it was a month to the finals, and I only came back to do what is it called? That day they prepare you for
our briefing.
Yeah, I came back for briefing, and they took me back to the hospital. Next time I came back on Sunday evening, tomorrow we have papers. But they had told me they are going to give me extra 30 minutes.
So the school had organized it.
Yeah, but the first day, they had even forgotten me. I started late. But those 30 minutes, they did not fulfill.
I know. I don't blame the school. The system, we have a funny system that we follow is not that favoring. That's the system. I think why they didn't give the 30 minutes as they had promised. When you fill this form, you have a mandate to say, I filled this form, this is my condition. And to me, it would add like 45 minutes because I'd filled the form. So, I understand.
I guess
that's where the problem. So,
there was no.
It was faster.
Yeah,
when you said that, I understand because also during our time, we had someone like we were together. There was both being carried by the parents. We don't know what happened and tried to do the papers, but still, when the time was up, they could take because they didn't fill the form. But now, I'm still
learning that now. I didn't know that you had to fill.
Even in primary, I don't know. Even in primary, you feel. Even when the packaging, mostly for primary, it is different. For secondary, they won't seal. No, actually, even in secondary, you have your own pack where they put your paper and they seal. But now I'm wondering, how do you, before you even go back to school, you want to make us feel that Murago was responsible?
I know. Maybe the problem was my parents didn't allow that.
But I think, in my fear, I think that wasn't the only option. If they had said yes, you have refused to do this, and they recommend something faster.
I didn't know, maybe those years MRI, that option was not given to me.
Things are just new.
Yeah, maybe it did not exist.
So how
now MRI does it better. MRI scan.
I think they even this thing of a camera now where they put on.
Yeah.
So how did you handle the pain? Because that's a big thing.
The pain. I told you the pain went away. I lost feelings down.
So how was your confident in the exams? You know, I'm asking that because now you'd be imagining the room, the house is called the tube. So the belly grows big because the bladder. Yeah. Now I know in any way your mind will be twisted because now like for me, when we were going to do my leg had issues, like one time. So I did the paper, but when my mind is thinking, after here, how am I getting home? Because I'm not used to being carried like those soft things carry me. No. So how did you, like, I know somehow mentally you are twisted and how is that disorganized in the mental? Yeah, so how?
Well, it was tough. The good thing, I did my papers. The same room I was sleeping, the same room where I did my papers. Yes, I was. There was no that lot of that movement. So I was in one place, but I was always carried. But because by then I didn't like a wheelchair, it's the way I was perceiving it. It was so negative. I was like, if I use a wheelchair, I was seeing this as a bad luck.
By then, because I
didn't want a wheelchair. I thought if I start using wheelchair, I will end up like that. Because I had hope maybe sometime I'll get treatment and back to normal. So after that, I did the papers. Finally, I went back home. Again, we are not sitting. We went back to look for other solutions. That's where pastors came in, traditional healers came in. But still, I was not doing poop, passing out poop. But when I went back home after the exams, you know these hawkers that move around the village selling those local
funny medicine.
Yes. There is one who was selling, it is called Kajanja in Uganda. It's black, small cabin, black. So I took it. Oh, that's when I released out everything. That thing. But still after it, I was not doing it normally. I would use a toilet once in a week or two. So we tried pastors, traditional healers, until we went to Katalema. Katalema was not far from us. So I went to Katalema and Chicago for further tests. I'm not Mulago Mengo Hospital, so I went to Mengo Hospital, did the test. Alemwa. They found out that I got a spinal infection. I don't know how to call it. There is that liquid on the spine, so, and it has a cover that covers it a bit watery. So where the infection, yes. So it affected me that way, and the only solution was to do physios. If I get a chance, I would get back to my but and it was too late. I think I was around 2 years after the infection. It was late. They told me if you had come earlier, it would be reversible very soon. You will be like certain that it would be reversible.
So, notes. I don't know if it's a rare thing. I don't know. So, did the doctor tell you the exact cause? Because the infection can't come from just.
No, there is no. They haven't done that. They are still researching. They haven't come out with something clear.
So, when do you reach time and the family? You're saying now what we have done. The rest in the hands of God. For the rest, better set Sal handle the new life.
Actually, it's me who came up with that. Parents were, they still wanted to do more for me, but then I was tired. Well, I was always in hospitals, churches. I reached a time where I got up of everything. And that, I got that thing from Katalemwa, because I was in Katalemwa. When I went to Katalemwa, I saw many people that even were worse, in a worse condition than mine. They were living a normal life. Some were having families, and I was like, I changed my So they even at Katalemwa, they had a project. Then they told me to engage in it. They were teaching WD's skills, and I also engaged. I learned how is it called? I learned making shoes, build crafts out of leather. So while I was in Katalemwa, I started connecting with other PWDs. I joined different groups, WhatsApp groups of my fellows. Now this is me.
The new you.
The new me. I looking people with the same disability as mine, or different disabilities. Learn from them. So that's where I met the JRAS. It's not where I went to JRAS. There is a foundation had just started. It's called Malengo Foundation. They are into fashion and modeling, but they are focusing on disabled people. So they came to Katalemwa. They wanted people like that could come and join and do some modeling. And there I was. I didn't do that modeling because I was afraid of people. Then I was afraid of standing in a crowd. But they told me you can come and watch. So I went, and there are children that are doing the modeling. They were interested in the modeling. So from there, I picked interest. They did the same thing the next year. Then I was out of Kalema. I was doing other things. They told me that this year they are doing the same thing. I'm interested. I said yes. That was one of the models of 2018. From there, I met Jairus, and Jairus was into para sports. He had not started the rugby, but he was thinking of it. He told me about rugby, and I was like, can't manage rugby. If you see disabled people doing rugby, it's aggressive, like I can't manage it. So he took me to Makerere University. The other PWDs to basketball. So I watched them, I picked interest, but still I was scared because whichever rugby is a team game.
Yeah.
There are a lot of falls. Yeah. Someone can accidentally knock you and
I know the force.
Yeah.
So
and on your injury.
So before you go there, you know, the way you are sounding, some may think it was an easy transition. So give us an image. Everything has turned. The family was used to Sarah who walks. Sarah, go and bring fresh water. Go and do this. How do they welcome the new Sarah?
Okay, they used to take me as someone who is vulnerable. They wanted to do everything for me. By then they could shower me. I didn't do anything, but Katalemwa changed my mind. As I told you, I saw my fellows, they are working, they had families, they had gone back to school, and I was like, Sarah, no. If this cannot change, you can still go on with your life and enjoy it in the way you are.
So it means the family was supportive.
Yeah, the family was
the siblings,
yes.
Everyone.
I'm the eldest in my family, but the family were treating me as if I'm the last born or the baby of the family.
You know, I asked you that. You know, these things are very funny. There are families that they have firstborns who are living with disability of any form, and you will see they're being neglected, either from their siblings. They have that attitude. So you know, when you transform from one side to another, sometimes people don't consider whether the big sister or the big brother. The fact is they feel they're vulnerable, and that's why I asked you, how would the family, the relatives, the aunties, how would they receive that?
We didn't have that big family. It was us and mom, the four of us and mom at home.
So what about you as a person? There are those moments you'll be like,
it was time at times I could cry. There's one day they took me to one church. That pastor died. It was Pastor Sozi. It was Alere there. So this pastor, he took me there that he would pray for me and walk. They started praying. And some people, you know, there are those that even fake miracles. There are those that came using stick. We threw it away, started working. Those were blind. It's funny that I am now seeing after the prayers. But for me, I was there down sitting. They started worshiping, dancing, you know that. And I was there sitting and I cried. The rest of the people were standing. I cried because I was sitting. I couldn't stand. So from there, I told my mom, no more churches, no more traditional healers. My mom was like, no, I don't want to give up on you. I told my mom, this is my life. I'm not going back. And I have this motion sickness. Whenever I sit in the car, I vomit. So I was tired of all of that. They could take you somewhere for like as moving, you reach there you're very weak, and you have to come back. At times they would leave you there, maybe with a sister for a week. So I was tired. I was like, at least enough is enough.